So actually, I guess I wasn't on the board. I thought I was on the board. So the Soapbox Derby, I was really excited because I was on the board and I was helping them. I was showing up at all the meetings and everything. And then one day they're like, okay, the board members, you need to get your bio in for the website. And I asked a question about my bio, and they're like, what? You're not on the board. I'm like, I'm not? They're like, you just volunteer. I'm like, I come to every meeting.
Sorry, Joe.
So, as some of you know, I'm kind of into AI, kind of go by AI Joe. I do a column every week and make a melody on artificial intelligence. And it's going great. I'm involved in some workshops and stuff. So, like anytime I have a question or I need advice, of course I don't go to a human, I go to ChatGPT. And we talk, and I said, okay, I'm doing this story about taking out the trash. Help me out. And it said, maybe you want to talk about a personal, relationship maybe you had where you had to move on, and it's kind of going to that. And I can't think of anything because I like people and stuff. But the more I thought about it, I realized that I'm the trash. The people I know they've gotten rid of. So I was just writing some examples down, and hopefully some of this is going to be some closure for me. But I guess it all started, well, it probably started in New Jersey, but I moved down to Georgia with my wife back in 1994. And I remember my first job was at a publishing company. And I don't, it's different down here, but up north, we're probably much more like touchy-feely, you see your coworker, you hug them, you tap them, whatever. I had a woman that would kick me every morning. And I remember when she didn't kick me, I'm like, did I do something to offend you? Why aren't you kicking me? But I was working at this company for about 5-6 months, and there was kind of an older woman, probably younger than I am now, but older woman. I mean, definitely no like chemistry there. But one day I kind of patted her on the shoulder, and she just freaked out. I'm so sick and tired of you touching me and getting in my space. It was kind of my welcome to the South. That we're a little bit different down here. Y'all say like the nicest things, but you're a little bit more reserved and stuff. But I started to make my list, so that happened, and I'm looking at all the people that I've written off because I'm so witty. I'm just so funny and humorous that people always get my sarcasm and or maybe not. So I remember, and I've told some of you about my experience with depression and kind of coming around and maybe being a little bit manic. And I contacted people. My wife tried to explain to me that we're lucky if we have 1 or 2 best friends, close friends, and maybe, a handful of us. She didn't realize, that I thought that I had like 200 best friends. I was contacting everybody. So here is an example. I contacted my good friend, John, who I was very close with at the University of Georgia, and he lives in Fort Worth, Texas, but he came from Clayton, Georgia. And so here I'm getting in touch with him, and he's actually in Clayton. So, John, how you doing? And I immediately think, I'm going to be witty. I'm going to send him the sound file for dueling banjos, from the Deliverance, because that's where it was. And I don't know, John kind of blocked me after that. I worked in a bake store. Has anybody been to Layers Cake Store on Vineville? I mean, it is the best. So I was working there, and 2 doors down, there was this little children's boutique. And I used to go down there, and the woman who was managing it had a couple little kids always bringing cookies. And I remember once I went down there, and they weren't there, and she was putting out some new stock. And she put out this beautiful onesie. It was like, I like watching football with my dad. And so I just casually made the comment, it's like, it almost makes me want to steal a kid so I could buy him this outfit. I mean, she turned white. She sent the owner a note. Her husband had to go down to the cake store and say that I was never welcome to go walk in that store again. The trash. Mercer University. I announced sports at Mercer University for many years. And I'd actually come back and I was like into it, doing lacrosse. Well, there was somebody there who really thought I was trash and wanted to really get rid of me. So apparently, and again, I was a little manic at the time. One day I walked in, and I will say, it'll kind of make sense in a second, there were only white people in this box. This little girl, Lisa, was working the scoreboard. Game hadn't started yet, so this wasn't out in the open. And I said, Lisa, it's great to see you again. And she goes, no, I'm not Lisa. Lisa, I'm Barbara, I'm the other girl. And I was like, oh, damn, I'm sorry, all white girls look alike. Thinking that was witty. No, part of the reason why I was canceled at Mercer, along with the fact that at one point there was a German student working there. He was working the scoreboard, and then you had a black person for marketing, and me, I'm Jewish. I don't remember what I said. I may have made a comment because of the filter that, wow, a German, a black and a Jew all working together, it's kind of cool. But it came back that I had said that, gee, Nazis wouldn't have been too happy with this book. Cancel for Mercer. I don't know, you know, and I know my wife and you all say just keep my mouth shut, but you know, that's it. I'm the trash, and I continue to think that maybe someday I won't be. So, thank you very much.